Hello and welcome to Citizen Speak. I'm your host, Garrett Martin. Thank you for listening today. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Since the release of the video of Laquan McDonald's death, Chicago is starting to be shut down. Today, on Black Friday, you have protesters who shut down many stores on the Magnificent Mile. And stores from like Tiffany's or Zales, any of the major retailers, there were protesters who were standing outside of those stores, shutting them down. I think that's great. I think it's really great. It doesn't appear that anybody was violent at all. It just appears that they were just standing there, blocking people from going into the stores. And that's a great thing to do when you're protesting, is you hit the people where it hurts. You find out what's going to make the most noise, and then you go there, and you say your piece, and then you move on. There's a lot of calls now for the mayor to step down. People are wanting a massive investigation for the police of Chicago, and I think that there should be definite changes and views into what the police of Chicago have been doing. The police officer, before he had shot Laquan, had many charges against him for excessive force or harassment. And it took this release of this video for him to get charged with murder. And this video was from a year ago, when Laquan McDonald had died, when he was shot and murdered by this police officer, who was only on scene for maybe 10 seconds before he had shot the poor boy. And, the kid had a knife, but he wasn't anywhere near the police officers when he was shot. He wasn't charging at them. He didn't slash a tire like what the police had originally reported. He didn't attack a windshield like the police had originally reported. No, he was in the middle of the road and he was jogging with a knife when they first came upon him. And when they came upon him, he started moving off to the side of the road. He turned back towards them, and then they shot him. He got shot twice, fell to the ground, and then they shot him the other 14 times. The kid's already down, and you have to shoot him 14 more times? That cop was not doing his duty. That cop was out to kill somebody that day. And I'm glad those protesters are there in Chicago today. I'm glad that those protesters have been there. I'm glad that they're making noise and that something's going to get done. We have this mentality that, African Americans, they're just violent by nature. Or, they're the most violent people here in America. Statistically, that's completely untrue. The cops should be pointing their guns more at Caucasians than they should at African Americans if we want to look at statistics and who's really more dangerous. Who's more willing to commit a mass murder? Caucasians. But nope, we have to make sure that the African Americans don't succeed, right? Police officers. And I'm not saying all police officers are bad by any means. There's a lot of really great cops out there, and I know several. But we have stories after stories after stories about how these power-hungry assholes just want to come in and rough people up. I had family members in the past who wanted to be police officers. These guys had no intention of actually upholding the law. They're just in it to crack some skulls. And if you go and take the police officer test, even if you want to know the type of people who apply to become a police officer, go take the police officer test. See the other types of people who are doing the tests, and you'll know the caliber of type of people that are going in and going to be police officers. Now, a lot of them wash out during either the testing or the training. A lot of people wash out that should be washed out. But we need to tighten our training, and we need to improve how we train police officers. Because if we don't, we're going to continue to have more stories like this. And damn people who say that the Ferguson effect is real. That's where police officers say, oh, well, I'm afraid to do my job because somebody might have a camera pointed at me. So I don't want anybody to think that something's going to happen to me or that I'm going to flip out and hurt somebody. So I'm just not going to do my job at all. That's complete baloney. Complete baloney. I don't get it with the police brutality that's going on. And the thing is, though, is that this has been going on. It's just now people are starting to want the truth and to expose people like this. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. It's not like, 2011 hit. Police officers start cracking skulls of African Americans. No, these attacks have been happening. It's just now people are finally waking up and recording these police officers and putting it out there. And people are finally fed up and they're standing up to government officials. They're saying what you're doing right now does not work. A lot of police officers who are brought up on charges of police brutality or assault even, any charge that they're brought up on, most of them are just put on paid vacation. And then they come back and there's no reprimand. And they go out there and they do the exact same crap that they were doing before. Now, if you get pulled over by a police officer, I'm not saying that police officer is going to be bad by any means. There's a lot of really great cops out there who want to protect you. But you have 10% or so, or maybe more, depending on what city you're in, who are just out there to abuse the power. We need to completely change how our police force works. If you're out there abusing the power that's bestowed upon you, you should lose that power, not go on paid vacation. So, I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Find me on Twitter at CitSpeak, that's C-I-T-Z, Speak. On Twitter, I'm Citizen Speak. And you guys have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend.